Hi, my name is Sotia Canes. I am the Director of Nursing here at Westward Heights Care Center in Lander. I've been with Westward Heights for about 8 years. I started out here as a charge nurse, and then I became a staff development and infection control. During the pandemic, I took a big role as the Director of Nursing. So, it was super simple. One evening I happened to work a little late into the evening hours. And I was in my office catching up, during the pandemic. Everyone was super stressed and everything. And I just noticed one of my CNA, I can feel their stress level on the floor. And as they walk up and down, by my office, I was able to stop one of them and ask like, hey, is everything okay? Because I can sense your stress level, frustration, and what is going on. The CNA just simply say, well, it was like 7:30 in the afternoon. I only have so many hours to finish my job. So I would just keep asking, like, what do you mean? Can you tell me more? It's 7:30, what does that mean? Because me, I do not know what that means. So she's like, well, I get off at 10 o'clock at night and it's 7:30 now, so I only have 2.5 hours to get all the rest into bed. And at that time, like, okay, I'm just kind of think about it, processing, try to understand what that means. Why do my staff working, under this such stress level? So as she, move on and go back to her job performance to do her job, and I noticed another CNA walking by in the same stress level. I can feel it. So I went out and I talked to the CNA, like, hey, is everything okay? Can I help you? And I get the same response. She said, well, it's almost 8 o'clock now. I only have 2 more hours. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, what does that mean? And she said that, well, I have to put everybody down to bed. That is part of my job. With all the stress level, the next day, I think about it. I'm like, why is my staff is so stressed? Why is everyone have to go to bed by 10 o'clock at night? Why is my night shift CNA not putting the rest into bed? So I just kind of look into the process, what do we have in place here and what can we do to make the change? Coincidentally enough, the next couple of days, I should say, I received an email coming through talking about the culture change, projects. And I was super excited as I read about the program briefly. I reached out to my administrator back then and say, hey, I think this is great opportunity. They talk about culture change. They talk about honest sleep, individualized, personalized plan of care for our people. So my administrator back then say, you know what, if you want to do it, let's do it. So I'm like, I got a green light. I was super excited and I just started looking into it more. I signed up for it, and then I kind of just start get the process going.
So Westward Heights' 3 chosen practices were not waking people up. We call it natural awakening. Not even sleeping in, really. Think about sleeping in as sort of a odd terminology, like today I'm going to sleep in. It's better than that. It's not waking people up. It's also called natural awakening. Open dining to support people waking up at different times naturally. Preferences for a good night's sleep. And they did end up adding a 4th one, personalized med times. So you heard Sotia say that she asked why a lot. We recommend that. Many of you have heard of the 5 whys. That's kind of the idea. I've heard leaders in the culture change movement teach us to pull back the onion. So you can't do that, whatever it is. You say, why? And then someone answers it, because it's a reg. And then you say, why? Which reg? And then you say, go find it. And we'll read it. And to be honest, there's a lot of myths. Beware of many myths in this field. Why would that be? Because there are many regs and many opinions, right? And so do your research, find out. Did you know it's foundational to know your state and federal regulations? It will change you. It will build you up. It gives you a solid foundation. And, there's a lot of regs, and I just want to zoom in on one right here. Culture change is another way of saying quality of life. Did you know there's a federal reg for quality of life for each resident? Did you know CMS added to quality of life this first sentence here that it is a fundamental principle of all care and services? Again, for each resident, not a group, not the big group of them, for each. Is anyone asking them what quality of life means to them? It's usually not care plan. There's no requirement for a quality of life director. In fact, I personally think this is part of the problem. It sort of gets lost. Don't let it get lost. Be intentional. Create a quality of life team, a quality of life coordination. Make sure it gets into every single person's care plan. There's so much we can do right here.